Noah, this season, your last at North Central. Can you kind of sum it up with a couple of weeks left in the season, how it's gone, and your expectations, all of that?
Well, to be completely honest, we have not really lived up to what I expected at the beginning of the season. But we have progressively gotten better throughout the season, and we continue to get better. And all that really matters is that we play our best ball in the postseason.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I think, looking at your record, I think everybody's a little disappointed with that. However, it's great because you will be in the postseason. You do have a chance to advance. It just has to kind of come together at this point.
Right, yeah. We just have to be able to beat East Central in a 3-game series, and we move on to the tournament in Enid. So it's not impossible.
Yeah, would that cap off the year? Would that be the thing that would make this year successful, getting to Enid?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. That's kind of the goal, get to Enid, and, obviously win in Enid.
Yeah.
So, but you got to get there to win. So.
Right. The advantage you have is you get to play that 3-game series against East Central here in Trenton, and I imagine you're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am. I never thought I'd play any postseason ball here at home.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild to me. I'm glad that we get to play first games of the postseason at home.
Yeah. The kind of the fly in the ointment is that the second day of that playoff will also be graduation. I'm sure you're gonna skip baseball to go through the graduation ceremony, right?
Yeah, no, I'll not be walking to graduation. Play baseball.
I know in a lot of schools when this happens, the goal is to, nobody really wants to go through the graduation ceremony, let's be honest. But the goal is to make the postseason so you don't have to go to graduation. So I imagine that's kind of what you're saying here.
Mm-hmm.
How about you personally? You fought through this injury a little bit. Can you tell us about the injury and how you've come back from that?
Well, against the Minnesota team, I tweaked my hip flexor, and I kind of battled that for a week and a half or two, maybe even longer than that. But our trainer does a good job, and so I was able to come back faster than maybe I would have without a trainer.
I think I remember the play. You went into third base kind of hard. Is that when it happened?
Yeah, that was the play. However, it was rounding second that it happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As a center fielder, you rely on that speed. As a base runner, you rely on that speed. So where are you with the injury, and how is it hampering you at the moment?
I'd say I'm probably like 90% back. It's hampering me maybe a little bit, but nothing like that's going to keep me out of the games.
Right,
so.
Right. Well, and at one point, people were speculating, Donnie was speculating, that you may not get back at all this season, so you've exceeded those expectations. Do you feel like you're playing well coming off that injury?
Yeah, I feel like I was able, during the injury, to stay focused and still be able to hit the baseball, so
Sure.
That's a plus.
Next year, going to Northwest Missouri State. You're going to play there. What are you looking forward to with that experience coming up?
Well, it's D2 baseball and one of the toughest leagues in D2 baseball, so
right.
That's going to be a fun experience. I know a couple guys that go to Northwest and play on their baseball team, so it'll be fun to play with those guys.
Right. I assume you're going as an outfielder. Do you know if they use you as a center fielder or on one of the sides?
I'm not entirely sure.
Right.
I told him I'll play wherever he wants me to play. So.
Yeah, good. That's a good strategy. Tell me about playing the outfield, because in baseball, you've got so much area to cover. As a center fielder, you go line to line sometimes. What do you enjoy about that?
Well, when you're playing the outfield, you're kind of just by yourself on an island out there. Sometimes it feels like. But I like that I can run for a long ways to go make a play. I played second base and shortstop my whole life until I got here.
No kidding.
And I like those positions, but in the outfield, you get to show off your speed a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. What about the time between pitches? Because you don't have as many balls hit your way as you do in the middle infield. What about how do you spend the time between pitches?
Sing songs.
Do you really?
Yeah.
What's on your sing song list?
Whatever. Usually what's been playing between innings. That's
Is
what
that
I'll sing.
right? Well, there's some insight there, right there for you. Is it tough to wait between your chances at a play?
Not really. You gotta be focused every pitch, obviously, but I mean, you're really only there for 14 innings. So
yeah.
If it was longer than that, it would probably get a little more difficult. But
right. Yeah. Yeah. Tell about, if you would, about your offensive approach. You're hitting leadoff most of the time. Have you changed at all as a leadoff hitter? Have you had to change your mentality?
I mean, not really. I've hit leadoff my whole life. I've been trying to see more pitches, to get a feel for the pitcher, and I feel like that's helped me a lot. Been more patient and not tried to hit the first couple pitches that were in the zone. So.
Right. When you're going well as a hitter, what does it feel like?
I mean, greatest feeling in the world when you're hitting well as a hitter. When you're struggling, you just got to really think about the good that you used to have, and not think about what you're currently doing.
Yeah.
One of the worst things you can do as a hitter is think about your hitting stats.
That's funny you mentioned that. I was just thinking that to myself. I wonder if if you can just turn it loose and trust your muscle memory when you're at the plate.
Right, yeah, no, I try not to think a whole bunch at the plate. What I used to do, I don't really do this anymore, but I used to sing in the batter's box, just in my head, and hum a little bit, just so that I'm not thinking about my mechanics of the swing. Because if you're doing that, you've already got yourself out.
Absolutely. Okay, so the same question is, what's likely on your playlist in your head in the batter's box? Are you listening to something up tempo or something a little relaxing?
In the batter's box, it's usually something that's like some sort of country music that's just calm and not really to get you amped up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's so interesting. I think you're the first player I've ever interviewed that at least admitted to it. So I love that a lot. I love that. Hey, you've been noticeable on campus not only for your athletic baseball achievements, but you've been one of the top students here too. And last year, as a part of our A+ campaign, you were visible during that. Tell me about your academics at North Central and specifically the A+ program.
I've done pretty well as far as academics goes. A lot of that is just focusing on getting your homework done and studying. I didn't really study that much, but I did all my homework, and that's the biggest thing.
Sure.
So you got to do all your work. If you don't, then you're already falling behind and putting yourself at a disadvantage. I also work in the tutoring center, so that helps a lot.
Yeah.
I can work on homework in there and stuff. So
yeah. Well, the tutoring center. Tell me about your job there. What do you do?
I'm a tutor, so anybody that comes in there.
In any area or specific areas?
Not really. I do accounting and business and some biology and microcomputer applications, stuff like that.
Okay. When you are done with baseball, Northwest coming up next year, in 2 years, I assume, what do you want to do with your life?
I plan to be an accountant, so I'll go there and pursue an accounting degree.
Any special area in accountancy?
Not really. I might do auditing. I'm not really sure. So it'd be one of those two, accounting or auditing.
Yeah, we're not talking about the typical IRS auditing. We're talking about going in and looking at people's accounts and trying to figure out where they are, all that sort of stuff. Great. Well, it's been a pleasure to watch you as a baseball player. If I ever have any money, I would be more than happy to have you audit it. But, the chances of that, not so great. But, hey, wish you luck the rest of the season here, a couple of weeks left. And then, of course, going to Enid. Let's make sure we do that, okay?
Thank you.
Noah, thank you so much. As Noah Bodenhausen has been our guest between games. When we come back in a few minutes, we'll have game 2 of the doubleheader. You'll have to re-sign in and get ready for that one as we'll end this telecast now and say goodbye to you now, but we'll see you in a few minutes.